Thanks for watching OU Nightly. I'm Ireland Fitzer.
And I'm Stone Weber. New tonight, we are learning a search warrant was issued after the death of a non-binary teenager here in Oklahoma.
16-year-old Nex Benedict died on February 8th, a day after a fight in the bathroom at Owasso High School. According to the warrant, the search consisted of police taking 137 photos of the school and bathroom where the accident happened, 2 swabs from stains located in the bathroom, and records and documents of students involved in the altercation from Owasso Public Schools. Nex's death and the events leading up to have made national and international headlines this week, with some people speculating Benedict died from injuries sustained after the fight at the school. We know the Oklahoma State Medical Examiner's Office the teen did not die from trauma. Final autopsy results, including toxicology reports, will be revealed in a few weeks. The Benedict family says they also are investigating the incident. Owasso police say the investigation is ongoing and community members are organizing ways to remember Nex.
Coming together as a community and supporting everyone and doing the positive things that we can while we let the professionals do what they need to do.
There will be a vigil here in Norman tomorrow night. It's being organized by PFLAG Norman and Ward 4 Council member Helen Grant. The vigil will be Saturday from 5:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. at Andrews Park for the Norman LGBTQ+ community and its allies. According to Helen Grant's press release, several Norman community members will be speaking at the vigil. Those who want to donate to Nex Benedict's GoFundMe can donate at this link. Donators at this point will be given to LGBTQ+ organizations. And if you were planning on attending the vigil on Saturday, you're probably going to want to keep an eye on that weather.
That's right. It's been pretty clear lately, but will that carry over to the weekend? OU Nightly meteorologist Hunter Brittingham has a first look at our forecast. Hunter?
That is right, guys. We are definitely seeing those above average temperatures out there this afternoon, and that is going to take us into the weekend. Right now, Norman taking the cake at 70 degrees, tying with Lawton, Ardmore, and McAllister at 432 out there right now this afternoon. We've got OU Nightly meteorologist Joel Robinson out in the field right now on the balcony of Gaylord College. Joel, what are you seeing out there right now? How is it feeling? And how are some of these temperatures and winds impacting the allergies out there?
Yeah, Hunter, it's a gorgeous day out here. We got a mix of clouds and sun out here, blue skies, sunshine, and we're also above average. We're in the 70s right now. We also have, if we take a look at our wind graphic, we have winds out of the northwest at 15 to 25 miles per hour, which is enhancing our fire weather risk as well as elevating our allergy risk as well. So if we take a look at our allergy index there, you'll notice that trees are the main culprit for this week. And if you felt any sniffles out there, that is the reason why. And those conditions, besides all that, the fair conditions are going to continue into this weekend and early parts of next week. We'll talk about that in Maine weather, but for now, back to you, Hunter.
Thank you so much, Joel. Heading into this weekend, we do have those warmer temperatures above average planning for us. We've also got an increased fire threat heading into the first part of next week, along with a cold front. I'll have more details coming up in the show.
Thanks, Hunter. On Saturday, South Carolina voters will cast their ballot for the Republican presidential nominee. OU Nightly senior political correspondent Noah Mack has on how the 2 remaining candidates prepare to face off. Noah?
Well, yeah, the race is down to 2 candidates, former President Donald Trump and former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley. This is Haley's home turf, and yet Trump is still expected to snag the win tomorrow. He's well ahead in the polls and beat Haley in the last 3 states by significant margins. But that has not slowed Haley down. She remains steadfast in her campaign, vowing not to drop out. And Trump, on the other hand, just got ordered to pay $355 million in a New York civil fraud trial. And now there are 50 delegates up for grabs in the state, and whoever takes first place tomorrow will walk away with every single one of them. Ireland, Stone.
Thanks for the update, Noah. It has been 2 years since the beginning of Russia's invasion of Ukraine.
Since the Biden administration's latest response.
And police identify a person of interest in the murder on the University of Georgia's campus.
Those details and more when we come back. A murder of a nursing student on the University of Georgia's campus. New information was released today. Chuy Dominguez has that and the rest of today's national and international headlines from the News Center.
The Biden administration is issuing more than 500 sanctions on Russian-linked targets in response for the ongoing war in Ukraine, which started 2 years ago. and also in response to the death of opposition leader Alexei Navalny. In addition, President Biden imposed new oil and gas export restrictions on nearly 100 sources that provide Russian support. The University of Georgia police identify a person of interest for the death of a 22-year-old nursing student. Authorities are not releasing the suspect's name at this time. We know Laken Hope Riley was found in a wooded area on the university campus after going for a jog. The Alabama's Attorney General says that he has no intention to use the state's recent Supreme Court decision to prosecute couples who use in vitro fertilization, or IVF providers. This comes after a couple brought a wrongful death lawsuit whose frozen embryos were accidentally destroyed. The Alabama Supreme Court had ruled that embryos and are children and should be protected. And an update on the U.S. spacecraft Odysseus has landed safely on the moon, but NASA says that it may be on its side. Ireland Stone.
Thanks, Chewy. And coming up, in a twist of irony, a horse named Lucky found herself in an unlucky spot.
See how she got her happy ending when we come back.
And we have a pretty nice picture out there heading into this weekend, but that's going to change at the start of next week. I'll have more details in your full forecast to come. Welcome back to OU Nightly. Thank you so much for joining us on this Friday afternoon. Taking a live look right now out of our Weather Center camera on the south part of University of Oklahoma campus. We're sitting at 70 degrees right now, a mix of clouds and sunshine out there, and it is feeling much like spring, 68 degrees right now, so very comfortable out there. Regionally, everyone out in the Southern Plains is seeing those temperatures in the 60s and 70s, 73 down in Dallas and Shreveport, 70 right here in Norman, 69 degrees up in Tulsa at this hour. But we do have some weather changes heading into the next several days. So as I mentioned before, we're going to definitely be able to enjoy our weekend, but pay attention to what is happening here. So by Friday this evening, we are going to be sitting under kind of a triad of these high pressure systems. And so being right in the middle of that, we're not going to be seeing a whole lot of changes heading into this weekend, but we are going to see those temperatures continue to elevate over the next several days. And here we have a cold front that is going to be working its way through. As that continues to drop south, we will be seeing the chances for some isolated showers, maybe even a rumble of thunder or two here in Norman. I'll have more on that threat a little bit later in this segment, as well as we are going to be seeing those wind gusts on the increase as well. So even though we will be enjoying some spring-like temperatures over the next several days, the wind gusts are definitely going to be fueling our weather stories over the next several days. So take a look at this. Guyman in the Panhandle really getting in on some of those gusty conditions, and that is going to continue over central Oklahoma as well. Checking it out, 61 miles per hour is a future anticipated wind gust with this system. So we could be talking about some isolated power outages with this system as well as it surges ahead. But by Wednesday morning, we've got those winds behind the cold front, and depending on the timing of this cold front as it pushes from north to south throughout the Sooner State, we will definitely be continuing to monitor those winds as well as any chances for precipitation. But as you can see by Wednesday evening around 6 p.m., those winds are going to be calming down much nicer than in the 40s, 50s, and even 60 mile per hour range, which could be very dangerous and detrimental. But we do have that fire risk on the increase over the next several days as well. We're really jumping up each day, and that is going to be due to lack of available moisture. We're going to be seeing those temperatures increase, more spring-like, even early summer-like in some spots, approaching record highs, as well as very gusty winds, and that is all going to be contributing to the fire danger risk over the next several days ahead of this cold front. Now, while we are talking about the windy conditions, the gusts, and the dry conditions as well, we've also got a slight chance for severe weather heading into the day on Tuesday, primarily for eastern Oklahoma and points to the northeast, but this map could change as this is Tuesday. This is still a few days out, so we definitely want to keep an eye on this as we head throughout the next several days. But Futurecast radar with this, not going to be really seeing a whole lot of precipitation with this system, but we could be seeing potentially some changes in that as we continue to get closer to this system. We will continue to monitor, so please stick with OU Nightly over the next several days as we continue to monitor this heading into the next several days. But we are going to be seeing lows tonight falling into the 40s, those highs going up tomorrow 15 degrees above average, and then our 7-day forecast, as you can see, we're going to be seeing those temperatures quickly on the increase through Tuesday before that cold front comes through Tuesday night and into Wednesday. So a lot of weather to talk about today.
Absolutely. So what do you recommend for weekend plans? Maybe stay in or go out, or what do you think?
I say go out. It's going to be above average. It's going to be nice, tranquil out there before we get some interesting weather, more or less, to say at the start of next week.
So we're good to go outside. This past week, my allergies have been bothering me. It's been a big problem. Is that going to be?
Honestly, they're probably going to get worse before they get better, but relief is on the way behind this cold front.
Okay.
So soon enough, say the next couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks?
Absolutely.
Okay. I think we'll be keeping a track of that. Thanks,
right.
Hunter. And a horse in Los Angeles is living up to her name after being rescued from a sinkhole. Lucky the horse was stuck for hours in soft soil after a possible sinkhole opened up in the ground. More than 50 firefighters from the Los Angeles Police Department jumped in to help Lucky. Now they used an excavator and vacuum truck to dig out the sand and lift the horse out of the hole, helping Lucky live up to that name. And now that horse was sure lucky, but will OU sports teams be just as lucky this weekend?
If you're excited for sports, don't go away just yet. Big Friday Sports is coming up next.
Hello and welcome to Big Friday Sports. I'm Kenzie Iserman.
And I'm Kaylee Carnine. 211 days. That's how long Sooner fans have to wait until OU football takes the field for the very first time in the Southeastern Conference. Head coach Brent Venables is ready to make Sooner magic in new SEC challenges.
We've got 6 teams in the top 10, top 12 in the country that, are on the schedule. So that buzz is real. And our players, they see that. They recognize what's sitting in front of us right now. Again, we're not going to sneak into the SEC. We're going to be challenged from the jump, but that's what you want.
From the field to the court, OU men's basketball is hitting the trail to Stillwater for a Bedlam battle Saturday at 3. OU Nightly sports reporter Kaylee Jo Hummel is live. Kaylee, what can we expect from the potential closing chapter of this historic rivalry?
Kenzie, Oklahoma fans can expect Bedlam to live up to its name. The Sooners shoot in Stillwater for the 115th time, with it possibly being their last. Porter Moser and his squad recognize how important this in-state rivalry really is.
I'm just focused on this game right here. Hopefully in the future or down the line, whatever goes between the rivalries. But yeah, I'm just focused on this game right now. I know what it means to the state of Oklahoma with this rivalry, so I know we got the whole city of or the town of Norman on our backs right now. So
I personally don't think this is the last time we play. I see a world where this great rivalry continues. Don't know when that is, based on a lot of logistical factors. But I see a world in when this great rivalry continues.
The Sooners currently lead the series 142-106, and they're hoping to hoop out of the Big 12 with one last Bedlam win. Tip-off is tomorrow at 3 p.m. in Stillwater. Reporting from the Lloyd Noble Center, Kaylee Jo Hummel.
Thanks, Kaylee Jo. Now on the OU women's side, the Sooners continue to make it big, leading the Big 12 conference standings. Next, they look to corral the Oklahoma State Cowgirls at home tomorrow at 1 p.m. Lexi Keys, a Cowgirl turned Sooner, says she's excited to be on the Sooner side.
Yeah, I think coming from Oklahoma, being born here, raised here, and being honestly an OU fan, and then I think it's really special in itself, just being able to play on both sides of that and see what the preparation is like on both sides, and it's just as competitive on both sides, just as intense, just as everything, and I think both sides want to win equally, but the rivalry is really special, and I knew that growing up, just being able to watch it.
Swinging over to #1 Sooner softball, the ladies are surfing their way to the West Coast for the weekend to the annual Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic in the Cathedral City, California. They play 5 games throughout the weekend, with the first beginning tonight at 7:30 p.m. OU Nightly sports reporter Ryan Smith has more.
OU softball ravaged through the Mary Nutter Classic last season, run ruling 4 of the 5 teams that they faced, including the at the time #1 team, UCLA Bruins, 14-0. But so far throughout the 2024 season, it hasn't been the bats that have been catching the eye of head coach Patty Gasso.
Our defense was really good this weekend. really good. I don't think we made any errors, and defense, pitching is on point, and the hitting is going to be catching up very quickly.
So far this season, Sooners softball is third in the NCAA in ERA and errors allowed, and tied for first in shutouts pitched, with 2/3 of their games ending in shutouts. And the confidence in the circle for Sooner pitchers doesn't just come from inside the circle.
Just understanding they have an amazing offense here and an amazing defense behind me, that I was able to come out last weekend and just throw very free and just own the moments. And we've been talking a lot about that as a pitching staff with Coach Rocha, just going out there and owning your moments there and just knowing that you can pitch free and have an amazing defense behind you.
The Sooners are back in Cathedral City tonight to take on 20th ranked Mississippi State and Wisconsin in the Mary Nutter Classic. Reporting from Norman, Ryan Smith, OU Nightly.
Swinging back to Norman, it's baseball season again in Oklahoma. Sooner baseball hosts Wright State for a 4-game series, and first pitch was at 4. OU Nightly's Abby Williams is outside L. Mitchell Park with an update on the game.
If you've been missing those peanuts and Cracker Jacks, OU baseball is back in Norman for their season opener, where they take on Wright State for the first time in program history. Now, I know it's early on in the season, but head coach Skip Johnson has some high expectations for the Sooners this year.
Nobody remembers you got second place. They only remember when you get first place. The world's different for winners and losers, believe me. You know, going into what we accomplished, I mean, my goal really is to really build relationships. Do I want to win national championships? Absolutely. I came here to win national championships, but it's really to build relations because they last forever. Oklahoma baseball has been here a long time, and it'll be here a long time after I'm gone. And I'm just here to leave a legacy, not a job vacancy.
Now the home opener is already in full swing. We're at the bottom of the third. Currently 6-0 Oklahoma. From L. Mitchell Park, I'm Abby Williams, OU Nightly.
Thanks, Abby. A former star Sooner is in Norman to stay.
And the familiar name that has passed on the torch to their little brother. Find out which Sooners after this. Welcome back to Big Friday Sports. The world of college sports are constantly evolving, and today NIL is a key component for student athletes everywhere. Former Sooner Rodney Anderson is going full circle and giving back to OU and taking charge in the name, image, and likeness world. Here's my story with the former Sooner star.
OU means everything to me. I had a couple of different options. I was fortunate coming out of high school, and the reason I picked this university is because I felt that the relationships that I had here were stronger than anywhere else.
After Rodney Anderson's career with the Sooners, he was drafted in the 6th round of the 2019 NFL Draft, and now he's back in Norman, but playing a different position.
A lot of scheduling, coordinating student-athlete schedules as well as corporate schedules to make sure that they match up on a day where we can get the NIL deal done. It's meeting with partners, going on pitches to, advocate that NIL is at least a part of the contract so that creates opportunity for student athletes.
There's a lot of feedback in the world of NIL, and with his position as Sooner Sports Property Manager of NIL Business Development, he's on the front lines.
The transfer portal is a bigger problem than NIL is. It's just in my opinion. I feel that if you have the opportunity to just jump school to school, then that ruins the camaraderie, one, and two, you train your whole life to get to college and negotiate your way through 5 different universities. You got to college to, earn a degree, play, and develop yourself as an athlete.
Sooner born, Sooner bred. Rodney Anderson's little brother, Nick Anderson, was destined to wear the crimson and cream.
I've always, ever since he committed here, I've always described it as a full circle moment. Like every time he touches the ball, it all comes together, and I'm just like, oh, man, I'm so proud of little bro. He's worked very hard. He's 7 years younger than me, and so it's quite a gap. But to kind of see him come to the same university, and we have that bond shared, and it means a lot. I'm very happy for him.
Although Rodney's football chapter has closed, Nick has turned the page and started a new chapter at the Palace.
And news for other future Sooners hoping to start their new chapters. Early signing period could be coming even earlier, according to a report from The Athletic. The College Commissioners Association have begun discussions to move December signing period to the Wednesday before FBS championship games. This year, it's December 4th.
Now, springing into the weekend, number 1 OU women's gymnastics is home sweet home tonight for a matchup against West Virginia at 6:45 p.m. The Sooners are currently 3-0 against Big 12 opponents and 18-0 on their season. And just before the meet, former gymnastics star Maggie Nichols is having a book signing for her book Unstoppable from 5:15 to 6:30.
While the women compete against the Mountaineers, the men are skiing out of NCAA conference competitions. 4 current Sooners look to ice out the competition in the Winter Cup today and Sunday. All 4 Sooners take the floor today, and then on Sunday, 2 Sooners compete in the all-around, 1 on high bar and 1 in pommel horse. The Winter Cup is a qualifying event for the 2024 U.S. Gymnastic Championships. The Golden State Warriors opened the floodgates last night against the LA Lakers. Former Sooner Austin Reeves finished the night with 16 points and 4 assists, but Golden State would flood the LeBron-less Lakers 128-110. Lakers have a chance to strike the Spurs tonight at 9:30. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today. Thanks for watching Big Friday Sports. I'm Kaylee Carnine.
And I'm Kenzie Heiserman. We'll see you next Friday. Have a fun and safe sports-filled weekend.